Alright YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I'm Hills on the Hunt, and in today's video we have a new CEX haul. So let's go. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. So yeah, in this video we have a CEX haul, 14 titles in total. I mentioned in my last video that I'm trying to just concentrate on one format, being DVD. So it means a lot of my Blu-rays are kind of going out, CEX, sold on eBay, and then just gifted to friends in the community and friends outside of the community as well. So they'll go to good homes, and the CEX ones I can kind of put back into the collection to beef up the shelf, and the shelf coming there behind me as well. So yeah, we've got 14 today. It's a mix of everything. One thing I've kind of thought about in terms of what I want to do is broaden my horizons in terms of collections, in terms of what I collect and how I'm going about collecting it. So things like one collection that I've really been interested in is Tartan. Tartan do the Extreme Asia collection, and they have a worldwide collection as well. So that's one I really want to focus on. I kind of want to broaden my horizons in terms of cinema, in terms of movies, and in terms of worldwide movies as well. So that's something you're going to see a lot of. And Artificial Eye, a lot more movies that are obscure to the naked eye. I mean, they may be well known, and there again you get a lot more foreign titles in there as well. So some of these could be hit and miss. Some of them might not be. Some of you might unearth some absolute gems in there. So you won't know until you give it a go. With those, I'll do those last because it gives me a chance to kind of go over them a little bit more in terms of the countries they're from and a little bit about the movies. But say we've got 14 in total. I'll go through your normal movies, a couple of Tartan titles, and then your Artificial Eye titles. So yeah, we'll start. And we'll start with Muppets. The Great Muppet Caper. I love the Muppets. Big fan of it ever since I was a kid. So yeah, I'm trying to get all these, and I know Marcus I think he's trying to collect them as well. I do like this top bit, and then on the spine. Again, like if you know me, you know I'm very, very, not OCD, but very, very kind of, I like collecting things that, I'm like a kid in a candy store basically. Things that look shiny on the shelf. That, you know, you got obviously, like I said, Shameless at the top, and then you've got your Vipco with obviously the light coming in, but you've got your Vipco collection on the top row. There's some Arrow, and then there's the Anchor Bay collection on the next row down. So yeah, I like collecting things that are, it kind of keeps me busy. So, you know, I'd be happy to add this in. And I think there's only a few in total movie wise. So yeah, we're going to look out, see if we can grab the rest of these. But yeah, the first one is The Great Muppet Caper. Next one is a movie I don't think I've seen. It doesn't ring a bell, although I've seen it in stores kind of everywhere. So yeah, I don't know if I've seen it, but for £1 I couldn't cry about it. It's No Country for Old Men. I've heard it's supposed to be quite good, and I am trying to get more into Western style movies, or set in the West, those kind of movies, and this one seems to be along those lines. 15, strong bloody violence. Yeah, I mean, good cast: Tommy Lee Jones, Javier Bardem, Josh Brolin. Yeah, you can't go wrong, and I'm intrigued to check this one out. So let me know if you've seen this one. A bit of horror thrown in, Truth or Dare, Spin the Bottle, You Decide. Again, not on the one I've seen, 2012. Truth, a group of college friends celebrate the end of term with a party to end all parties. Drugs, drink and sex flow in equal measure as everyone lets loose. As the focus shifts to playing a seemingly harmless game of Truth or Dare, it leads to humiliation and pain for one lonely geek. Dare. A year later, the four friends are reunited as they're invited to a birthday party at a grand stately home. They realise really quickly that this is a party where the guests are definitely not welcome. In a bid for vengeance, all are forced to play a sickening and gruesome game of Truth or Dare, where dare may equal death. Okay. Sounds intriguing. We'll give it a go. Let me know if you've seen this one, Truth or Dare. For a movie like that, £4 at CEX means it's either kind of out of print or slightly more obscure. So I don't know, but we'll see. One I have seen, but I don't have in the DVD collection, so I'm going to slowly start building these up again. And that's Child's Play. Absolute classic. Good old Chucky. Just, there's not much I need to say about this one. Yeah, just a very, very good movie. Absolute classic. 80s, brilliant. You know, great franchise. Got a little bit curtailed towards the end, but they're all fun movies. As long as you don't take them seriously, just enjoy them for what they are, you'll get a good time out of them. But yeah, I always enjoy this. It's just silly nonsense humor, and yeah, great fun indeed. Child's Play. Speaking of 80s classics, sorry guys, there's a couple in the community I know that won't have seen this or won't be big fans. Ghostbusters 1 and 2. These are just cheesy fun movies for me. Actually, I haven't seen if everything is included yet. So it's still got the scrapbook and everything in there, which I was not expecting. And then the 2 discs. Happy days. Okay. Brilliant. And you find with CEX, half the things are normally missing, but yeah, I'm very, very happy with that. They're classic. Like, I won't lie though, Sigourney Weaver is stunning in the first one, absolutely stunning. This is the kind of peak time of the 80s where she's just kind of glowed in everything. This, Alien, just it's brilliant nonsense fun. One you don't have to really take seriously. I haven't seen any of the new ones. I just don't know. I don't know if I can bring myself to watch them, but these are fun. They're cheesy fun movies. You don't really have to take them seriously. Just enjoy them for what they are. Ghostbusters 1 and 2. One I've not seen, Ma, Octavia Spencer. Yeah, I've not seen this one. Sue-Ann is a loner who keeps to herself in a quiet Ohio town. When she's asked by a teenager to buy some booze for her group of friends, Sue-Ann offers the basement of her home for the kids to hang out and party, but there are some house rules. Someone has to stay sober, don't curse, never go upstairs, and call her Ma. As the hospitality starts to curdle into obsession, what began as a teenage dream turns into a terrorizing nightmare, and Ma's place goes from the best place in town to the worst place on earth. Interesting. So along the lines of Get Out, and again another movie I haven't seen. I'm trying to think what other. There's a movie called Hounds of Love, which is Australian, which falls in the line of similar to this, but in that one they're not welcomed in. She's kind of kidnapped, but it's set in the house itself, and it's just a battle for survival. But this looks intriguing. So yeah, we'll give it a go. Like I said, I've not seen it, so yeah, happy to try it out. Ma, let me know if you've seen this one. That's the 6 normal ones. We've got 2 Tartan movies. So it doesn't say what country it's from, but I think it's a Western. It could be just North American or Mexican, possibly. But Spanish. So it could be. But it's El Topo by Alejandro Jodorowsky. Probably said that completely wrong, but yeah, this sounds weird and bonkers. With El Topo, Alejandro gave birth to a countercultural phenomenon of the midnight movie and carved out a place in history as one of cinema's most unique and visionary filmmakers, impressing John Lennon and Yoko Ono so much that they enthusiastically endorsed the film at one of its New York screenings. Okay, part Luis Buñuel, part Sergio Leone. This bizarre, ultra-violent western features a brutal, black-clad gunslinger who, accompanied by his young son, sets off on a murderous mission to challenge 4 Zen masters of gunfighting. Okay, I've never seen it, but I'm always happy to check it out. It's 2 hours long, and 2007. We're saying here, but it could be 2007 actually. Yeah, I've never seen it, but let me know if you've seen this one, El Topo. And then the next one is from Tartan Asia, and it's a film called Phone. This one's bonkers. So Phone tells the story of an investigative reporter, Ji-won, who has recently published a controversial article about sex scandals and has since begun receiving a series of menacing phone calls. In an effort to escape the phone call, she changes her number and moves house, but the calls keep coming. When a friend's young daughter innocently answers the ringing telephone, she begins to exhibit increasingly crazed behavior. As she tries to unravel the mystery behind the phone calls, G1 uncovers a secret that will change them all. Yeah, I've seen this once before, a few years ago. So I wanted to get it back into the collection. Super creepy. The little girl, the friend's daughter, super creepy. There's some uncomfortable scenes with her in there. Obviously, she's been controlled by whatever's on the end of that phone. Korean. Yeah, super creepy. Super creepy. Super underrated. Like, it won't get into the same breath as movies like The Ring, Dark Water, Ju-on, The Grudge. But it's super underrated and super creepy. I enjoyed this one, and I'm looking forward to checking it out again. But yeah, phone. Alright, and then you've got the remainder are all titles under the Artificial Eye label. So, first one, no particular order, is Caitlin Varga. Revenge will set her free. Peter Strickland's startlingly original directorial debut centers around Caitlin Varga, who, after being banished by her husband and her village, is left with no other choice than to set out on a quest to find the real father of her son, Orban. Taking Orban with her under another pretense, Caitlin travels through the Carpathians, where she decides to reopen a sinister chapter from her past and take revenge. The hunt leads up to a place she prayed 11 years prior she would never set foot again. Okay. Like I said, I'm trying to expand my knowledge of movies. I think this is unspecified. What language? Romanian and Hungarian with English subtitles. So Romania/Hungary. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to all of these because I know nothing about any of these movies. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to give it a go. But if you've seen this one, Caitlin Varga, let me know. Next one is Il Divo. Which I think is Italian. Yes, Italian with English subtitles. Just the name gives it away. Italy, 2,814 minutes. So it's a riveting tale of political intrigue and organized crime, based on the extraordinary life of Giulio Andreotti, Italian Prime Minister no less than 7 times. Okay, mafia connections, state-sponsored terror. Yeah, again, I know nothing about it. It looks very political in terms of the back of the movie. It's just set in the corner. You can see the images there from the glare. So yeah, looks quite a politically driven movie. So expect a lot of talking and counter-talking and counterbalance and just, yeah, stuff like that. So again, another one I'm looking forward to checking out, and again, know nothing about, but yeah, Il Divo. So let me know if you've seen this one. Silent Souls, a film by Alexei Fedorchenko. So yeah, this one is Russian with English subtitles, 75 minutes, it's not too bad. Critically lauded for its intense, hypnotic, magisterial beauty, this bewitching and beguiling, profound requiem displays the virtuoso talent of its visionary director in a breathtaking journey of swooning emotions and mesmerizing imagery. Okay. So, man's wife passed away, he asks his best friend to assist in her burial, they take a road trip. And yeah, so that's what it seems to be. Okay, again, know nothing about it. You're probably going to hear me say that a lot towards the end of this video, but yeah, looks dramatic and quite intense. There's 75 minutes, so it's a lot packed into that time. But yeah, Silent Souls, let me know if you've seen that one. Rivers and Tides, Andy Goldsworthy working with time. I think this is just a documentary. So it's a film about Andy Goldsworthy, one of Britain's best known sculptors. It's in English language, but it was filmed in Germany, Finland and the UK in 1991. Shot in 4 countries across 4 seasons, the film provides a fascinating insight into Goldsworthy's painstaking creative process and captures the elusive quality of his intricate and often ephemeral works. Interesting. It's got a lot of awards and festivals and things like that. There's going to be a bit of a different watch, but yeah, know nothing about it. So, Rivers and Tides. Let me know if you've seen anything about this one. Alexandra. This is Russian again, Russian with English subtitles, 2007 Russian, 90 minutes. Deeply original and uplifting, one of the greatest works, in fact, that cinema has produced. Big statement right there. In the oppressive heat of remote military outposts, an old woman arrives in search of her 27-year-old grandson, whom she has not seen in years, when she discovers what is a world devoid of warmth or comfort and with constant undercurrent of violence, in which questions of life and death are decided every hour of the day. Interesting. Another drama style work, but it's got war into it. Yeah. Know nothing about it. A lot of intriguing watches coming up, so yeah. But it's something I wanted to kind of get my head around and get into doing, so got to have a starting point somewhere. But yeah, Alexandra. 3 more to go. We've got Giants. Belgium. French with English subtitles. A classic tale of adventure and friendship, reminiscence of Stand By Me, Son of Rambo, and echoing the literacy works of Tom Sawyer. Giants is a charming, witty, and subversive ode to the trials of youth. Okay, so strong language, hard and soft drug use. When 2 brothers are left home for the summer, they take to the surrounding countryside with a friend, turning to the lush forests and lakes into a playground of discovery, tentatively straddling their dwindling youth and the burgeoning, bewildering adult world that surrounds them. They will pass through hilarious escapes, scratches, and moments of elation. It's poignant and wistful yet unsentimental coming-of-age drama. There you go. Giants. Again, yeah, let me know if you've seen that one. Interesting. Under the Sand. Speaking of interesting, I think this is Charlotte Rampling, which again is French with English subtitles. France, 2094 minutes. In France's François Ozon's absorbing and affecting drama, Charlotte Rampling gives one of her best performances of her career as Marie, a college lecturer who has been happily married to Jean for over 25 years. Whilst on holiday, they visit a deserted beach where Marie lazes into the sun while Jean sets out for a swim, from which he never returns. Some later time in Paris, Marie has resumed her life but refuses to accept that Jean has drowned, continuing to think of him in the present tense and resisting her friend's well-meaning attempts to interest her in other men. Okay, Ozon's most mature film to date. Interesting. Okay, so this sounds intriguing. Who done it but from the perspective of one person who doesn't believe what's happened to her husband has actually happened. Possible twists. You never know. We'll give it a go. Under the Sand. And then last but not least, and that wasn't 14 titles, that was 16, but I can't count, was Burbian Sound Studio. Fright Fest winner. So I think this is a horror. Olé. And it's English. Brilliant. Okay. 1976, a timid sound engineer, Toby Jones, arrives in Italy to work on a mysterious horror film, mixing blood-curdling screams with the grotesque sounds of hacked vegetables. But as the on-screen violence seeps into his conscious reality and fantasy becomes blurred and a nightmare starts to awake. Okay. Interesting. So one horror in that mix, and it sounds completely bonkers. Yeah, we'll give it a go, and we'll see what it's about. But those artificial eye titles, they're very, very different to kind of anything I've ever come across. fits into what was the indicator label and Eureka label. I think with Blu-rays and stuff like that, it's slightly more obscure titles, but equally as kind of powerful in terms of how they come across and how you're to watch them. So we'll give them a go. We have no idea kind of what's going to happen. Let me know if you've seen any of them. But they'll be coming up in rewatch videos or watch videos in the next couple of months or so. So we'll give them a go and see how we go from there. But yeah, that's everything from me. So thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this haul. There's, like I said, there's more CEX hauls coming, and there's loads of bizarre movies added into the collection. But bizarre is where we shine. So have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you soon. Take care.